green light the best. That one. Whew. I'm happy to say it's chilly in my bits. I'm chilly. I'm chilly. Oh, if anything, I am flexible with other people's time. My life is. Mom was a single mom with, well, support. I empathize. Moms for moms. They gotta do everything in 2026. See, they should have supported the moms. They should have gave moms enough money to raise their kids so the kids wouldn't have resentment towards the parents and have all this mental health problems. All these people have mental health problems. They're not mentally healthy. I saw it sad, sad, sad. I don't even like the guy. I don't even. I mean, like, he has darkness in him that he lets run go too much, and I watched him get arrested. And the worst today on live, and the worst part about it, hey, what's up, is that his three dogs were gonna get taken away from him, and that's like, see, the thing is they want to they want people to break. They want people to not have enough because that's what feeds the beast system is fear. When people are fear and they get backed into a corner, they do things because they don't have anything else to lose. I almost like, there were times I posted on my video, I don't know what happened. Yeah, they probably go to a pound, you know? I mean, he took care of his dogs. Like, he might be like a shit stain on the fabric of society because he doesn't go get a W-2 and stuff like that. But I walked home I walked home today from the auto place, dropped my car off, get the air conditioning fixed. And I could have done it myself, but I'd have to go through the ordeal of trying to get R12 refrigerant to fucking Taos, New Mexico. And I just pay people now. I have enough money. I pay people. I learned how to do everything myself. And now I just pay people. I have a little card that was given to me by the United States government that doesn't have an expiration date. So that card, it's EPA certified. That means I can reclaim refrigerant and stuff like that. You know, like, they give you credentials, right? If you're willing to go with the program. And there's too many people that broke the program. Like trying to get a job, I've discovered in 2016 that when I became a stay-at-home daughter to mom, that it's cool. I can be a stay-at-home daughter because I can't get a job at a gas station, and I won awards at the 55th Maintenance Squadron, and then I started figuring out that I'm being blacklisted. That there's people that will that put words out that says don't hire this Hessig chick. We don't like her. That shit happens. You know why? Because I'm a person of an integrity. I'm an integral person. And they don't want me to bust out that they're trash heaps. And how they're unintegral because I can articulate it. It's misappropriation of funds. Anybody that sits in a city council chair is abusing their powers. Anybody in any city in the United States in 2026, because your city is only as good as it treats the biggest scumbag. Because if you can't rehabilitate somebody and keep somebody from going down that wicked path, then that is the leadership's problem. That is the leadership's fault. You failed your whole society by letting that person do drugs. So, what good are you? By making it so legal for people to get alcohol. First time I got wasted, white boy wasted, I was 26, I was 16 years old. 15. My brother's fraternity brother, Sean Vincent, bought it for me. And he was like, I later went to high school with him, with his brother. Like, fraternity boys, they're all freaking lame. They're all, the fraternities or Biff at the White House. They're all I call them the fraternal order of butt stuff. Policemen are the second lowest test score on the military entrance exam. The whole police force is a racket. They make $200,000 a year down in like LA, Malibu, and those areas. Anybody could go look how much police make in your area. In Taos, they make like $30 an hour. You know, and people still get hacked up and thrown littered on the side of the road out on Highway 64. 64. Yeah. It's just a dark place. Hell, New Mexico is the best friend to Epstein. He's probably down at Zorro Ranch now. Probably. Because dude ain't dead. All they do is cover up for each other and then kill the people that fucking figure out what the gig is. Poli Sci is acting class. Washington, D.C. and Hollywood, they're the same. They're just people that act up in outfits and go to a place sometimes and say things and get paid a lot of money to do it to get people to believe that this is how things are. Where people can't even feed their kids and put gas in their car in Taos. So whatever happens out there in the world, it never fucking affects Taos. Taos has its own problems. It's generationally cursed. Just because not everybody has the same advantage. So some people, they just go the outlaw way. Yeah, if they want something, they'll just go steal it. If they don't like you, they'll just break your shit. And if they don't like you a lot, they'll keep doing it and they'll run you out of town. But it's not just Taos, it's every small town place. It doesn't even matter if it's USA. People need to stop giving the globe so much credit. The world is whatever, with like wherever two are gathered in a room. The shape of the earth is contingent on who outvotes the other in their beliefs. That determines the shape of the earth. They say that the earth is millions and thousands and hundreds and thousands of millions of years old. What if the earth is only as old as the day before the oldest person that lives on the earth? And every time that cycle runs through, the earth evolves and changes into something new based on the sum of all parts. A lot of people are going to be shocked because they think like, la 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 la, earth is just this like, not old. Okay, you watch the Eagles. You ever watch the Eagles? Everybody loves the Eagles at Big Bear. I was born in San Bernardino, so I'm drawn to them. We're like the same frequency, me and the Eagles. Plus, I identify with Eagles a lot because I got awards. I got a brass and a crystal eagle that they gave me in '05 for being a good little airman, a good little soldier. I made my boots the shiniest. I win. That's what I do is I play for a little while. I do the best that I can. And then I'm like, nah, this is stupid. I don't want to do it no more. And in I'm a part of these age groups because that was my career field. I was aerospace ground equipment journeyman. There's no air power without ground power. Military is it's a big old pony show. Look what we can do. It's a bunch of Stuart Littles going, look what we can do. We can fly our planes. And now the planes are falling out of the sky. They're running into each other. Like, it's a fucking joke because they don't have the central cast members casting to play the role of someone that can fly a plane. They don't have people that are competent. I know people, Marine helicopters, because of who their daddies are. That's how you get jobs. America's based on nepotism, man. It has nothing to do with working hard and succeeding. If you aren't willing to go with the program, and if your parents, see, I got the good blood. I got the blood with all the advantage. I Googled my brother today. Or I looked him up at Facebook because he quit Facebook years ago, but his name is still tagged from that year that he went to Iraq and wrote a bunch of LORs. I called that dude every week. I worked at Creighton at radiology department. And I just did the reverse of what I did when I called the stateside from when I was on Crete when we bombed Iraq for no good reason. But that was a great production, wasn't it? And real people die with these productions. They just call it sacrifice for their rituals, you know, making us to go along and this country is just, it's built on butt stuff. So I looked him up and I'm like, his friends are like the district attorney for San Luis Obispo. And Wendell, I remember dancing with him one time at Wendell Emerson at the school dance. He had a weird ear, like he was born without one, like that kid on Stand By Me that got burned. And so we were dancing one time, and he was a real tall. Well, everybody's tall compared to me, but like he's a DA for Stockton, and Stockton's a complete shithole. But he and his however many kids, they're always skiing at Squaw Valley, you know, because they get these people stuck in loops. They never work hard. When I went to high school, they'd go up, the important people, they'd go ski at like Mount Shasta, and then they'd go down to Squaw Valley, down in Tahoe, Truckee, and stuff like that. And I wanted to be a cool kid, so I wanted to ski. And I asked my dad one year for Christmas, like for ski gear, so I could like at least catch rides with people, you know. But I have my own shit. And he got me exactly goggles and gloves, and I was just like, I give up because it was hard to earn money in 1988 enough to buy stuff to keep up with the people that didn't have to buy their own shit because their mommies and daddies and their privilege always. See, I always came from a lower place, but I could compete. And I went snowboarding exactly one time. I broke my tailbone, my coccyx, on Mount Shasta. I broke open my sacral chakra on the Earth's first chakra. And I was like, this is stupid. This is like people getting stuck in the loops. Like you go down a hill and you ride in a chair and you go, wee! And you go down the hill, go, wee! And you ride a chair, you know, and and then like I think about the people, like, because I went off and did all these other things, and there's people that just have continued. That's what their life is. They still ski 35 years later. They just expanded, like all they just had goals, like I'm gonna ski the Alps, I'm gonna ski at this unusual place, I'm gonna go here and ski here. And it's like all the hills are the same, and people don't care about people because most people aren't even people on Earth. We are getting to see everybody with thumbs is the hybrids, the soulless people. Are getting shapeshifter. Like I could fall into the shapeshifter category because I used to be able to be whoever the environment wanted me to be so I could fit in and excel. And what started happening is I started seeing how all these groups were complete and utter bullshit. And that they were only in it to serve themselves. Agency, the city, the town, all of that, the VA, 503 non-profit, all of that stuff, they're all welfare systems to take care of the people within that organization. They have nothing to do with helping the constituents, because at 2026, the cracks of society are far too large for me to fall for the frickin' notion that these people are helping people when so many people, like the people in the agency, you want things to get better. Anybody that runs for student council or has a chair and they get to decide how other people get to live based on the crumbs that they divvy out. Anybody that works in a civil position, every single one of them, police, firemen, y'all get to go. It's like basic training in your own city. In your own city, you can spend 3 nights, 4 days on the streets. And whatever comforts and luxuries you get, you better make sure everybody else has them too. And then try to use your agent. I need help. I need food stamps. Try to use your stuff that you make other people try to use. And then you will see how your systems don't work and how they will fail. Make, I remember I'm on the timeline that Congress members made over $2,000. Like when I lived in Oregon, I remember like those fucking bastards, because I used to do talks about how they work less than half a year, and with all their insider trading and all their, it's just like when I was in the military, you couldn't OPSEC was the thing, operational security. You couldn't be on your ship all la la la, you couldn't do what they've all been so freely given themselves permission to do. You couldn't just go into the White House and just start breaking shit and tearing shit down. But like when machismos run the earth, when these guys with like, I got the biggest wiener in the room and I'm gonna prove it by it's like, dude, you're all on little blue pills, all of them. Look how much. Let me ask Meta. Let me see what Meta says. What do you say, Al? How much did the United States government spend on male enhancement drugs in 2025? Last time I looked it up, it said $4 billion that could have gone to single moms to help things, make things easier. Because there was well, we lived off $55 a month. My people, that's how you want to know how freaking give people food disorders? Don't give them access to food, and give them food insecurity. And when you need food to eat or to live, and water, cut off people's clean water. People don't even, Mom and I drive around town, give them bottled water to drink because the city's going to lock it down. And they're never going to turn on the drinking fountain. Like, you don't give people options? Yeah, of course they're going to freaking shit on your sidewalks because you don't count them anyway. Where federal money has gone. Department of Defense TRICARE, the most cited public figure is from 2014. So this is when transparency went under wraps. We don't want the world to know that we're all erectile dysfunct. When the DoD spent more than $84 million on erectile dysfunction medications, with nearly half of that, $41.6 million on Viagra alone. See, it's funny because in 2011, I think, what show came out? What was that? Or 2016. I think Mike and Molly, when did ever, but that show is full of Viagra jokes. I said, okay, this is where we're going. And military doctors writing nearly 1 million Viagra prescriptions that year. Most prescriptions were not for active duty troops under 40, but for retirees, dependents, and older beneficiaries. The VA deliberately kept Viagra off its national formulary years ago, saying the cost could exceed $280 million annually for boner pills. Because men aren't really men unless they tell themselves in their own brain that they're a man. And what is it to be a man? It's not raping and pillaging and playing this false narrative that freedom and democracy in America are under a duress, so we need to frickin' bomb people. They don't need bombs, so we're gonna bomb them. It's toys, man. The show is a fucking terrible, terrible script. And it's like, do you see how they keep writing the same movie over and over? Like the season of USA. Welcome to the season finale of the USA, because people aren't buying this shit anymore. I never have. Even when I was in the Air Force, I talked shit about the military and what a production it is. They spend more time going back and forth, playing golf. You want to talk about abuse of power? Calling military training exercises so they could take the big planes and fly out to Virginia Beach and then be back home at Offutt General's Row in time for frickin' cocktail hour at the Officers Club. That's the military. And people get mad at me when I tell your dad's a liar. He comes home, oh, I worked so hard today. Your dad's a liar. I worked with him. I worked alongside of him. He did next to nothing. He just stinks. They put me on the weight management program. I got off it in 7 months. 5 days a week, I'd go to the Offutt Field House where the Enola Gay was modified to drop the bomb. Aren't we proud to be an American? Brr. Bunch of freaking fat dudes telling me that my body wasn't the right shape, so I better hurry and make it the right shape or they're gonna kick me out. Well, guess what? I got off it. Ended up running away. A lot of those guys got kicked out. They're bags. They're air bags. They're bags, hot bags of air that just take up space and resources that could go to single moms. And then I started noticing all the privilege. Like, dude, you ever been on a military base? And I was on a high profile one. Like, they had a place, like, it was like a Jiffy Lube. That's what the place, it was set up like a Jiffy Lube. And you could take your car, your POV, just because you're a military member, and take it to that place and put it up on lifts and have all the tools at your disposal so you can fix your own car. Wow. Yeah. And I'm like, why can't everybody have that in the United States of America? Why are there bases all over the world? It's because people in America want to travel and see the world, and they want to do it on your dime. Under the guise of security? I don't go out very much because Mom and I like to go for rides and stuff like that. But like when it's peopling, we don't go. Well, it's just the people aren't peopling, so it ain't cool for me. And like more people are getting targeted and stuff like that. Mom just says it's easier to stay out of a problem than it is to get out of a problem. So, yeah. Well, I don't go out unless I have a reason to go out. And people aren't joyful. They don't smile back. They don't look at me in the eye. People are very avoidant. See, I'm a direct person. That's how you get to know people. And people are so avoidant because they don't want you to know who they are. They don't want you to know what they've done. They don't want you to know. And truth always comes out, and the whole world is figuring it out right now. And complacency makes people an accomplice. Like knowing that someone's a piece of shit and watching it all the time and just letting them do it because, oh, that you were cool with them in high school. I think I'm friends with like 2 people on Facebook. That I think I'm down to like 200 friends on Facebook. I came from 800. I have so many friends. Blah. It's just all a show. It's like playing a video game and collecting little pretend gold coins when people collect likes. I don't do YouTube. I don't do social media because I need it to make money. I don't need it to pay my bills. A lot of people need it to pay their bills. A lot of people use it for advertising. Like in New Mexico, I saw the tamale lady saying, okay, anybody, I put these out there. I'm going to make them up, and then I see her at Ace Hardware selling tamales. They're pretty good. Is your hair bothering you? Oh, good. Blue and red. Breeze. Oh, the breeze? You want some water? Mom we got a new copper cup this is our drinking water out of it cup. Here, want some water? I'm gonna, go ahead. I still can walk 3.2 miles. That was the distance that I did 3 times a day. I had to lose 28 pounds to get into the Air Force. And there's this route in Anderson, California that I mapped out. It was 3.2 miles. There was 11 days, 10 days, consecutive days in Redding. It was over 110 degrees. Wow. And Monday through Friday, it didn't matter. It's to me, it's the air farce. It's all we're central casting. I started figuring out the central casting thing, like how we're paid actors, when 2 other people from Redding ended up in age. Monahan was there when I got there. Like, it's less of a random thing how you get there to the duty stations you are. I had a cousin, he was in Ramstein. He was an SP. SPs are the second it's a racket. He's the second. They take assholes that beat up the bullies from high school. And they're like, here, you could have a future and see the world and go fuck whoever you want in all ports. That's like, they're enticed by these things. Oh, that sounds great. And so they only needed 37. The lowest test score to get in was services. The people at the gym that wipe the sweat off the machines, and like the people in the people in the chow hall that made the scrambled carton eggs and stuff like that. You were at Lackland? I was at Lackland. I was flight 112. Year 2000. And then I went to Wichita Falls. See, they really need mechanics because they don't have people that are smart or strong enough to turn a wrench. Um, and so, but that's what I figured out. I'm like, and then my first supervisor, he had a lazy eye. I said, what do they care if I could walk like a duck and the homeboy, I can't tell where he's looking? Like, they'll take anybody. You just have to be related to somebody. And I have, like, my bloodline is the colonist on my dad's side. They're the privileged. They're the Freemason assholes. So I don't like clubs because it's full of fucking dickheads like my dad and my brother. My brother took me to a frat party one time. I was like, it was so, I didn't know. I don't want to be here. I feel where terrible things happen. I'm a psychic intuitive. And when I was a 10-month-old baby, I was the first time I was touched by evil. I'm 52, my hip still pops. That's why I make myself walk 3.2 miles. Because, like, when there's early childhood trauma done to your freaking pelvis, male, female, that fucks you up for life. It makes you walk on the side of your feet weird. Like, that changes your gant. you know, like, it ain't cool to fuck with kids. And I was a kid that got fucked with. And that's why I'm this lady that's like this strong lady that says, hey, don't fuck with kids. And I know who the people are who do it. Because they all wear the same shoes. They all go to the same universities and college. They all drive the same cars. They all wear the same cologne. Because like attracts like, and they all do the same shit. And they think they're slick. But see, I have this pattern recognition thing. And when I was first born, Mom had my birth chart done. So she got a little insight of who her little girl was. And I've just been living my chart ever since. Except I got caught up in the military because when I was 15 and Mom was 39, a dude slammed her head in the car door of a 64 Chevy Biscayne, a man she cared about. You know. She thought he was gonna take care of her, and boy did he. You know, she ended up in the hospital for 7 days. I'd play hooky, run down and hang out with her from Nova to Reading Medical Center. I guess that hospital's closing because they can't get people that are qualified that want to live in Reading. There's like, we're you got to take care of yourself in 2026 because the agencies are closing. And so, homeboy, and so I knew when I was from the time I was 15 that I was going to be taking care of Mom because I promised her I'd never put her in a home. She came from an institution. When she came, she was, imagine being born from Earth or born to Earth, and then you having two little deformed feet, so you're not grounded to this earth. You can't do. You're behind most everybody else that can that can walk, that are regular in a neurotypical environment where your family doesn't throw you away. She lived in an orphanage for 3 years, and then a family adopted her until she turned 18, and then they put her out on the street because the checks stopped coming. And then she didn't know how to take care of herself. So she started finding dudes to take care of her, you know? And then, like, she got pregnant and, like, stuff happens. And then my dad, the predator, they're cross paths. And then, I mean, it's a wild story. And she's still here to tell it. Huh, Ma? Want to say hi, Ma? Wait. Let me go like that. Okay, go ahead. Wave now. Do the wave, Ma. Do the wave. Do the little lady wave. That's weird. And she even has all of her own teeth still. Dude, watching that some lady go through it in Mexico, dude has bone exposed. Oh my God, people are going through it. Ugh. I feel for people, man. I just want to give them like $1,000 and be like, dude, I hope this helps and like takes the stress off. And then I watch the people that I see, like, how are they paying it forward? You know? Like, paying people just to exist and live. Like, how are they paying it forward? That's why politicians, America's over. The United States of America it's dissolving. It's done. Like the idea of the three branches of government, executive, legislative, judicial, like none of it, like the judicial branch of government is garbage just because it's made up by people that have a price that will sell themselves out. I don't have a price. The whole world told me to put Mom in a home, and I was like, fuck you. You take care of your family, is what you all said, until I became the family that stepped up and I said I needed help. And they're like, oh, no. We mean everyone but you, Margie. So I could freely talk about my experience with my brother, and just be like, dude, who fucking leaves their nacho neurotypical? They said at 87 that I was retarded. And I still managed to keep my shit together enough to take care of mom when my brother bailed. He doesn't even, like, it don't matter if you like or drop a check every now and again. At least fucking buy your conscience, because one day when you got wet brain from all those just a couple that you collected over a 20-year period of time every day, knowing that you're like, I'm an alcoholic. I see that dude run into walls like he's a frat boy. They're drunks. And people, and he's related to me, and we're related to dad. And that means you're a drunk too, dude. Because that shit's genetic. That means once you start drinking, you aren't gonna stop. Boop, 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 loop, 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 boop, loop, loop, loop. Like, people like that just don't care. When I drink, I didn't care. I drank and drive. I get DUIs. Whatever. I'll be smarter next time. Until the day come that I just don't drink no more. And it's like, you want to know why you don't hear from people for days and days is because they're in oblivion. They're in the no place space. They're obliterated. They're drunk. They're playing video games. They're just, they're not contributing to society. They're not being productive members of society. No, 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 no. Absolutely not. I think I need to turn this one down. My feet are so hurting though. Oh, there. So I'm meeting a lady. I'm getting a math tutor. I'm trying to heal my childhood trauma of my irrational fear of math. And I feel like if I if I light up the part of my brain that lights up when I do math, like, that's gonna help my body. I look at, like, our brain is like the puppet master that's connected to the stars astrologically, that influences how we could potentially behave. We have free will not to, but look at how the world doesn't use their free will not to. The resistance. The resistance where? Where do people resist themselves? We live in a self-will run riot environment. It's so funny. So I could still do it. I could still walk 3.2 miles. My feet are going to hurt. They don't hurt right now. I got these shoe inserts. Any second, I should be getting a text message from the woman saying that she's sending my second pair. She's coming to, she's coming to Taos soon. She's coming back. I guess she has a need to be here. Maybe she'll give me my shoe inserts. But I had these made. My geriatric Vans. These are shit shoes. I don't know if I could ever buy these again. They're like, I don't know. Anyway, I think everything is just crappily made. I had these made. Because if your feet are fucked, the rest of your body's messed up. You got to think in terms of reflexology. And she does a really good job. Like, it's all contoured and it has different thickness and stuff like that. I just can't wear them barefoot because my feet sweat. They get all slimy. People need to take care of your feet, because if you can't walk, what good are you? Like, so I gotta, like, I don't know. I have to do things different myself. Hama. But exercising is always good. It's never not good. It's never not good. I didn't do any sets today. I probably will in a little while. I got my 20-pound dumbbells, and when I'm just sitting around, standing around, I'll do sets of 111. And I'll do 3 of them. And then, depending on how powerless I feel or how much. And see, I'm surprised I'm not feeling like a tongue on a 9-volt battery. When is Gemini season start? Soon. Gemini dates. May 21st. So 2 more days. See, I had to quit eating because Taurus season, I have the propensity to eat because it's a earth energy, and I don't have earth in my chart. Like Biff, evidently me and Biff, the president, like our astrological shit is like, because he is a Gemini, but my Gemini, he's a Gemini sun, but my Gemini is Mars and Saturn in the 12th house. I have 29 degrees Saturn in Gemini in the 12th house. So, however, it's the contrarian. I think that's what makes me Heyoka. Well, lots of things make me Heyoka. It's the look. It's like I've heard other people describe it as for one decent thing they do, we like do too shitty. But I'd like to think I'm backwards. Like for every crappy thing I say that makes somebody hurts their feelings, I give somebody a sticker. That's how I give back. No, I don't chew people out and stuff like that. I've really mellowed out since I had to put Tucker down and I lost my third dog in 11 months. That changed me. Like that those social medias that say like you can't hurt me because I like the list of the reason why that people can't hurt me is a lot. Dude, I found out like I didn't even have to join the military to go to college. Like my grandma had a whole ass, still does, has like a whole ass nonprofit that has been collecting money or that they've been using as tax, this whole, they had a whole, like, I had a cousin who was that trash heap SP piece of shit. And he had kids and they got like a chance to go to college, like a free ride to go to college. And I had to join the military and get 8 anthrax vaccines. And it fucking ruined my body. I wonder what it would be. These are the boots I wore every day. They're right here. I still have them. These aren't even the winter weight ones. But these are like why my feet are like, they're not designed for comfort. They don't care if we're comfortable. When they're done with us, they just throw us away. We just have to get them their little ribbons and their little bows that they can put on their little suits, and then they go after their after-hour parties and go like, "Ooh, we did this. We were bad, bad boys." This country's a joke. That's why it's ending. They can't pretend anymore that it's not a joke. Ma, you want salmon for dinner? Does that sound good? Salmon? You like it? It's nice and light? Oh, it's only 5:30. Blue and red. Most stuff on the internet I think is insulting for the somebody that's trying to waste time and stimulate their mind. I listen, but was it Monday, Tuesday? A lot of people put out their astrology stuff for the week. Rick put out a real long one. Aubrey Stars does one. She puts one out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but she always does it the night before. That's how I'll set the sleep timer, listen to astrology reports, and go to sleep. Basically, an astrologer, you're basically paying someone to interpret you based on their lens, based on their astrology. So if you have someone that like a Virgo that doesn't see Aries, I I listened to this one guy, and he's a Virgo and his son's a Pisces. And the woman that he's been involved in a relationship forever, however long, she's also a Pisces. So when you think in terms of energy, the dude, like, like, like you hear him talk about his son, like, oh my God, I bought him these concert tickets. Oh my God. Like, we'd spend $25 on, and it's just like, well, and I just think to myself, like, that is not a practice your bot. Your daughter is a Cancer. Okay, so the way I look at that is, see, I have my own biases now. Okay, understand? I have Virgo, and I understand where they are because my brother's a Virgo. Every sign has its balanced position. Like, okay, I feel this from the stars. Like, cause whenever every year without fail, when Scorpio season hits, I would drink myself into oblivion back in my drink. I'm Cancer rising. I'm Cancer rising, Scorpio moon, and Aries sun. So I'm a sheep, bighorn sheep with snappy claws that goes this way and that away. Wow. That will sting you. Sting you. Wow. Out of love. So, like, because the words that I say to people, like, sting, it's coming from a place of love because I don't want them to end up on any kind of trajectory where they're gonna get caused harm. And usually it's like I'll be the one that says, like, hey, when's the last time you woke up and said, I'm not going to drink today, and then didn't drink today? Like, I'm talking to people that are beyond that point. Because that's how I was. I drank every day because I wanted to live in oblivion. And then once I really started paying attention to my chart, it started like resisting myself. I quit cigarettes in 2010. I just quit smoking weed I don't know, it was like a month ago. I quit. I don't keep track of how long I abstain from things anymore. I just know but I eat. I just think I know alcohol causes 7 kinds of cancer, and I just see how it grips people, and then people think it's their best friend because it's always there when they need it. And then what happens is like, for me, is I started drinking myself sober, and alcohol didn't work. Like, at one time, that first drink, it always felt like oxygen in the blood to me. Like, I'm alive, first drink, and then, like, no, you're supposed to feel that without drink. This is what I do, though. This is my advice. I started making candy. So I've been making cookies for, like, when life started getting really hard, and I started, like, how do I get good karma? I started making cookies with infused butter. I lived in Oregon, so I'd get an ounce for $40 and then make butter, and then I'd make cookies, and then I'd give it to people in the community. And that's how, like, God made sure that I had enough to. It was hard. I've done these videos for 10 years. I mean, it's the whole story of how, while the Molly McCords and the Leo Cubs and the Steve Judds, and they're just going to their conferences in fucking Sedona and bullshit. Like, I'm trying to not be homeless with my mom, and I had 5 dogs, a cat, and a bird is when we started out with, and we're down to Stanley cat sleeping, and then Luna is the last dog, girl dog. So now I make caramel. I infuse butter, or this one dude I know, this hillbilly dude I know, sometimes I'll get ounces of keef, which is my favorite method because I can just make a batch of caramel and then at the end throw in an ounce of keef or whatever comes out. Because sometimes you get stuck in there. And people like, my favorite is people are like, oh man, that shit don't do nothing for me. Because I'm Marge, I'm a Heyoka. It's my medicine. It's how I make medicine. And then I got a program called BZtronics. And that once I get to a place where I have my lab set up, that I can infuse healing frequencies into the infusions, into the butter, and then like for people that have certain ailments, it'll be frequentially modified for them. I have all kinds. See, because being on a healing journey is never something like that. Like it never starts and ends with me. Like there's no, and I have been in so much pain, and what I found is that if my brain can know that peace can be felt within the contents of my body, then when I'm in situations that I think are stressful to me, but the rest of the world doesn't think they don't know what's going on, then I can remember that peace and then act out of that peace. So, and it gives people a good night's sleep. So, when I go meet my maker and I take my last breath and I go to the no play space, and whoever wants to know why, if I, what did you do? I said, well, I helped a lot of people get a good night's sleep. That's what I did. Oh, people don't like me because I'm so honest. I'm a psychic intuitive, and when I start saying things out loud that they're thinking, then they don't like me. Thank you for saying that. I have no reason to lie. Honesty is a much, much better story. So yeah, this is my first perfect batch because I found, and then I put banana flavoring in it. I have all these. Let's go through the flavoring and see what kind of flavor we like for these. I bought these food flavoring oils. I bought these because I want to get funky with it, with my caramel. I had banana. So that with that batch, I just dumped like a tablespoon and maybe a tea. I just went, ah. So okay. So these are the flavors that I could make out of my caramel. We got strawberry, mint. We got mint, watermelon, pineapple, cherry, butterscotch, coffee. Ooh, coffee in the caramel. Ooh, I might make a batch soon. Butter, banana, blueberry, raspberry, mango, vanilla, coconut, lavender, peach, cake batter, orange, lemon, and I don't know if I said cotton candy or not. I just like making people happy. And then when I was 9, I came up with this. Straight people like rainbows too. That's how I always did the rainbow. I couldn't tell you the order of the rainbow, and I used to take art class and stuff. See, because I have my own way of doing shit. That's nice. So I came up with this. Straight people like rainbows too. And then, because that's when the first time I heard, like, because we lived not too far from, a couple hours, few hours from San Francisco. First time I went, I was 15. I knew I was a little gay wad, weird, little queer kid from the time I mean, I was in preschool and I already knew that I like mean girls. Like, if they're mean to me, it must be and they like me. And they didn't. They were just like being mean. Little acorn preschool. Like, oh, Brooke was so pretty. Uh, I'm one of those invert people that they mess with when they're pregnant. They Freemasons do weird shit, man. Either you're built to succeed or you're made to fail. And I haven't yet. They wanted me to fail myself by get lost in my drugs and alcohol. Dude, my birthday twin is Jenna Jameson. I mean, if I were to live like an imbalance, like I was starting to talk about earlier, about how every sign has its shadow and its light. It's where the perceiver chooses to spend its time the most, is how the sum of all parts of the community is gonna act. And when you have a bunch of people that just go around, do whatever you want just because they can. Yeah, no, same day, same year. I was born in same. She was born in Las Vegas. I was born in San Bernardino. I don't know her birth time. For years, I'll dip in to see what she's up to see what I'm up to if I were to live from my ego. She used to be. I just last year I had some old movies that she did, like girl stuff. Like, she was a beautiful, like, there was like angels and they were swinging on the moon and goofy stuff. And she 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 was beautiful. She was stunning. She was gorgeous. She was like a hotter version of a Virginia Madsen and stuff like that. And then she had to go and fuck it all up because she had to look at all the shit that she continually do just because she felt like it. I look her up every now and again. I'll be like, hey, birthday twin, what you up to? I'm just over here, being a stay-at-home daughter after going to war and, doing some shit, significant shit while you gathered a freaking plethora of antibiotic bottles. I can't. I mean, I had the Jezebel spirit. I got rid of it. I mean, dude, they hypersexualize us at a very young age. I was 10 months old. And that just turns fast forward everything. Like, my menstrual cycle started when I was like a week after my ninth birthday. Try explaining that to, and then we moved around a lot, and then so we get new teachers, and then I'd had to explain, like, I'd start my period, and then the adults couldn't comprehend that a 9 years old is having her period because in the textbooks it says that they don't start till 12. So by so many accounts, I don't exist. So yeah, it's reality is formed by whatever the books say, and the books are liars. I haven't said it in a while. Emily Pike. I haven't said it in a while. Emily Pike. Emily Pike. Yeah, it's getting nasty out there. It's hard to tell who the good guys are from the bad guys. That's for sure. Because if a dude is gonna if a dude is gonna stand there and basically watch another homie freaking beat some lady's ass, then he is of no use. He is not a safe, secure. Like, we don't live in safety and security anymore. Like, people are at risk just going to the grocery store, but when you live in a town like I do, it's always like that. It's like that anyway. Oh, that's all right. Oops. Oh, way to interject there, little lady. Oh, where's my brush? Do I have a brush over here? Oh, that feels so good to have it down. Fresh hair. My hair. I wear it up all the time. It makes me nuts. I don't know what else to do with it. Thank you, Mom. It was very thoughtful. Dang, that's dope. People can say what they want. I got no hair. Where's my brush? Here it is. There it is. You're so pretty. It's like the Beetlejuice brush. The Beetlejuice brush. I will never watch that movie again. I watched it when I was like 15, and then I watched it later. And it's just, I can't stand Alec Baldwin. Like, the guy killed a woman in New Mexico, here where I live, but he's free to run the, like, it's just, I can't with this planet. What they allowed America has become, I don't want to participate it, so I'm trying to make where I live, wherever that place is, a better place. That's what I'm trying to do. So I get people stickers. I got to go out and get like 3 or 4, I like to get $20, $50 gift certificates, gas cards, food cards, and give them to people. Just so that they could spend it on whatever they want. I don't care what they spend their shit on. You know, whatever they got to do to make themselves feel better in this fucking shitty planet we're trapped on with these weirdos playing Alien Ant Farm. Like, it don't matter what people are. It don't matter if people are straight up. I mean, I grew up. I used to watch True Blood. Like, there's vampires that don't eat people. It's what you do with your free will, right? You know, we all know there's giants and werewolves and all these things that they profited from telling the public that they don't exist, so they can write movies and stories about it on TV and profit from it while it being real, and then locking people up for believing and knowing the true lore, and then they get locked up in mental health, in jails and nut houses just because they know the truth. We're coming to a crux. We're coming to a place that we can't. The Earth ain't gonna allow. The way I looked at it for years is the Earth is an etch a sketch, and we get to a point where there's just a little bit more than 50% of corrupt people and spirits. A creator of all things says, okay, we're going to wipe it out. Pshka, and we're going to start it over again. Because they can't figure out how to just keep the water clean. And they can't freaking figure out how to stop dropping bombs on the earth. Stop it. The sum of all parts does not like it when you drop bombs on Gaia. Now we will all reap the repercussions from our complacency. Since I got out of the Air Force in 2006, I've been saying, dude, never let your kids enlist in the military. If you love somebody, you will do whatever you can to help them get to where they want to be without being in the military. Create an environment locally. Fertilize the dirt of the person when they're young, and then they won't grow up to be crap stains on the fabric of society. The military shouldn't exist. The military should exist to defend the country, to the land of the United States, and because that they piss away saying so many numbers of billions and trillions for this, that, and the other thing, while people in Taos like people are suffering. Like, they don't got, as soon as gas goes up, and the part that's shitty about New Mexico is New Mexico pumps its own oil. Gas should never be above $2 a gallon. In New Mexico, we have our own refineries, like we got our own shit. Like, we could be our own sustained shit, and but the stupid cousins will screw over their own stupid cousins. Like New Mexico, it's the richest. It's probably one of the richest states in the nation. They just When I got back from Crete, I landed and we stayed the night in Virginia Beach. And per diem, I looked at because I used to look up that shit. Like it was like $121 a day. Wow. And then I look up like it was the highest per diem. And that's what they do is they fly around and then they pay themselves to be in these places. And I'm like, well, why can't every other American be paid just because we're there? Why are we? Why, dude? We're way past universal income. And for people that have any notion, what money for free? Yeah, money for free. Absolutely, everybody. It's a fake paradigm. Let's just be getting boxes of those Visa cards, and then just hand them out to people. And all the ones that drink too much and do too many drugs, they'll just be gone in a couple weeks. Or you give them shit to do and they'll give them reasons to live. But my brother has been in the Army Guard since freaking 1989. He's a lieutenant colonel. He threw his own mother and sister away. I say I need help. Dude, COVID, my credit shit, I need a place for me. My brother he said put mom in a home and get rid of 2 of your dogs and go back to work, blah blah blah. Like he's a Virgo. He's like his only one way. The guy's a lawyer, California bar number 249276. He makes $250,000 a year. He makes way more than they do in Congress. What does he do? He passes notes to the between offices. His office passed notes between, ooh, we exchanged correspondence with the governor's office last week. Who fucking cares? You sound like a 12-year-old girl. You're a bitch. You tried to kill me when I was 16. You lost your shit. You didn't have any emotional control. You slammed my head into the ground. You're lucky that I didn't end up dead, and then your frat boyfriends would have had to help you clean up that mess. He called me the night before I left to go to Crete for Shock and Awe in '03. That's where the main arsenal to launch from was the island of Crete. To make sure that I signed my paperwork in case anything happened to me and I died, that he would get back any money that I owed him. But he never came up with a price. Dude didn't even go to my high school graduation. Like, what the fuck do I ever owe you, dude? Like, ever. He treated me like shit, dude. Like, literally. No, don't thank me for my service. That's the one thing that I'll say. I am literally, if you go and Google, like, I am sorry for my service airman. That's what I am. Military is complete bullshit and people die so they can play dress up soldier. March 19th, March 20th, freaking people in Iraq were just minding their own fucking business, just like people are doing what in San Diego today, minding their own business. See what energy we put out, we get back. So America's a third world nation now because we made third world nation by shitheads because they don't speak English and their account will never their record in history will never be because they don't speak English. And we did, dude, I watched 500 Marines go and do a bunch of fucking weird gross shit that dudes do when they get all worked up in war and they fucking rape and pillage and do the same shit that they did in Vietnam. And wherever dudes get their little, they hear little boom booms and then they get woo, and then they come back here and they don't hear no more boom booms, and then that's why the government spends so much on Viagra, is because they can't do those manly things. They can't take care of their kids and be a father. Because they're too busy thinking about all that weird shit that they did when they had free will, when they could do whatever they wanted. What did they do? They basked in their glory. I'll say that. I'll say it like that. I'll put it real sweet, real nice. But when men get worked up, they do weird shit, and then they come back here, and then people wave their little flag for them, and they have little parades for them, and then they sell Jeeps. You know why Jeeps are big? Because of a song, Suicide Solution, and a TV show called MASH. That's why people drive Jeeps. It's the evolution of na 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 na. DC and Hollywood are an extension of each other. It's a literal thing. Officers, they're like overpaid bad actors. You got a bunch of Nepo boys, never worked a hard day in their life, deciding where the bomb should go. That's stupid. And they think that they're doing the greatest thing in the world. They think that they're doing the the most, like they think they're doing shit. That what they're doing is paying themselves hazardous duty and tax-free income. While people work in the fast food restaurants and stuff make $7 an hour. That's what they're doing. Like people can't do what they want to do because they're too busy doing all the shit that they have to do, because America's supporting bullshit in places that we have no business. But since most Americans will never go to the places in which we say that, this stuff is happening, the, the world will never know what's going on. And now that AI has taken over everything, like I don't, if it's on the screen, I question things that I see with my own eyes, let alone anything that I see on one of these. Like, I'm not gonna believe something that just because it's on here. I don't want to do that. Ooh. Uh-oh. That's weird. So I'm taking a math class, or I'm getting a math tutor. Yep. I'm getting a math tutor so I don't have to be afraid of math. I was telling my buddy Harry, I was in the air. He was first acts. I always thought that was funny. They call it first acts, ACCT. That's the doomsday plane. In case you don't know, that was the call sign. It's nothing that is ever like it's not the same. It's not the same shop. It's not even the same mission anymore. I was on the Looking Glass plane. The CIA thing that the Looking Glass. It's an actual plane. It's a plane, but it's the instruments that are on the plane. They have to keep basically. Okay, let me explain it to you like this. I'll break it down. I was maintenance. They didn't think I was smart enough to put all this shit together, because people are just got to get the job done. And I put all this shit together. And so, Looking Glass, plus I used to go, I'd have coffee with the guy, one of the dudes, Rich, that worked on that plane. And he said, if you ever see this tail number, that's Looking Glass, come on up and say hi. I'm on it. Because they're always testing systems and uploading, downloading data and stuff like that. Okay, so instruments. Okay, this is an instrument. My iPad's an instrument. My phone's an instrument. And there's always frequencies emitting around you. These instruments just tap in to equally, with two parties agreeing to have a conversation together. So they they connect via one of these, right? Your phone's off. Telepathically, people could still have. That's why you ever go. I can't tell you how many times I see people and they say, I was just thinking about you. And I'm like, well, that's why you see me. It's as plain as that. We're all radio receptors, and then they put labels like humans on us, and we're supposed to work 9 to 5 and do butt stuff and all this stupid shit that ain't natural. It's all about control and dominance, and like this weird ideology. I watched the Eagles. I watched the Eagles and Big Bear, and like, it's an emotional roller coaster. It's living the same story, and it always ends up in a heartbreak for me. It's because, yeah, it's all. There's this dude on TikTok, Holly's dad. He follows him. He like goes through footage. Like, I think his life is built around these eagles and these webcams and how they behave. And it's like, the eggs aren't viable. The crows get the eggs. Like, nature is brutal. It's a very brutal thing. And then, like, or even if the eagles, like, now the two, Luna and, I'll make some salmon soon. Or you want mashed potatoes and something else? Yeah. I'll figure something out. Your hair's pretty. Luna and Sandy are the eagles' names. And then one day they'll fledge, and it's all well and good. Yeah, they're feeding themselves. The parrots. It's all well and good. But one day, they're going to get kicked out of the nest, and they're not welcome back anymore. So what difference does it make how cute it all is? Like Gizmo keeps coming back, and they run Gizmo off. Like, I grew up into an environment. I was born into a place where I was preyed on by adults. And as soon as I found my voice and I got to an age where I could fight back and I started saying no and all that stuff, then the predators started leaving me alone more. It doesn't mean I don't know who the predators are. I know who the predators are. People that have demons, they stand out. And now it's getting so hard for people to hide their demons. It's all over their faces. It's how they move. It's just inauthenticity. Inauthenticity. It's just being fake is just people are hiding shit. Is how I look at it. And all these truths are coming out. All these truths are coming out. And it's just going to keep coming. Because it's the year of the horse. And that's the year that people are going to get knocked down off their high horses because the horses know who the liars are. Because horses communicate with their heartbeat. And they are intuitive through their heart. Like, I can relate to that. I'm year of the tiger. Mom's year of the tiger. We're just a little den of cats over here. And so, like, like, I don't know. Our levels of perception are. And I always pretended like I didn't know, though. I don't know what you're. No, just play dumb. I know nothing. I know nothing. And people look at me, think I'm a dummy. They just look at me, think I'm, oh, this dumb bitch. And it's like, yeah, keep thinking that. I'm the dumb bitch. Right. I got my 2 degrees in like a matter. I got my diplomas because I worked on both degrees, my associates, applied science that I got through the like it I don't it doesn't matter what my degrees are for. It's that I started something and I finished. And in a 6-year period, I went to war. I started my enlistment. I went to war, got 8 anthrax vaccines, like flipped off George Bush on 9/11, and then got 2 degrees. I got my Bachelor of Science degree, and I finished both things when everybody that I was around when I was growing up said that I would never finish anything. I would never finish anything, and I got awards and shit. And so, and none of it. And I was taught a long time ago that when people are talking shit to you, they're telling you about themselves. They're telling you that, oh, they're saying I'm never gonna finish nothing because they didn't, and I already did way more shit than they did. I just don't rub it in their faces like they did it to me. That's all. I can't stand when people are like, "I told you so." I won't say it. You don't. I done 2,000 videos. You don't ever hear me say, "I told you so." All the close. I do say something similar, and then I don't. I stop saying it because it sounds like "I told you so" in my head with different words. And what is it? I can't remember. I'm getting hungry. Mom, are you getting hungry? Yeah, you're so pretty. You're pretty, Mom. Moving on. Moving on. We've been watching Harry Potter up in this joint. Like this lady, she didn't look like who the fuck is that? Like these people are weird. They're all weird. Like they're all weird. He's the weirdest guy. Like anybody that believes in any of this storyline, I can't take him seriously. This guy is like every time I see him, I hear the Muppet Show theme song. It's time to set the music. Like they're all really overpaid, terrible actors. Bad of all of them. There's all these bitch trials everywhere. See, and the people that aren't level headed like me, they're gonna start like this guy. What in the Truman Show was he doing? This guy's like been dating his daughter since they offed his wife. Like you can't, or his son. Like I remember, oh yeah, he fell and hit his head when he was brushing his teeth. The kid was 16. He was autistic. He wasn't freaking. No. What? He had a seizure. Like they do this stuff. They all do this stuff. It's all the same storylines. It's rinse repeat, and then they tell the world, no, that doesn't happen. You're crazy for thinking that happens. And if I never had to see this guy's dumb face, like I can't with these people. All of them. I remember that show, Girls. It's like you guys are too young to be doing selling your bodies like that. Why you got to sell your body and put your ass on TV? Nobody wants to see that. But TV back in the 80s, 90s, it was like porn, essentially. That guy. Look at his look on his face. And the title says it says he breaks silence on scary behavior allegations. Look at his face. Like I have lines because I'm a Scorpio moon. I'm always like that's a natural thing. Like in like curiosity. These are my curiosities, right? Plus I'm an Aries, and then I'm a Gemini. So both sides. Or I got Gemini. So both sides of my. But like this guy is just he hates. That's not love. That's not. See, this is too many years of drinking too much. When they say it's in the eyes, that other guy, that Spencer Pratt guy, he's the same thing. Like in this picture, that's all over. Like, dude, he probably woke up and didn't drink alcohol. Maybe he had to take a couple pulls to keep his hands steady. But those are the eyes of somebody that when you get arrested for DUI, they do oxygen. They take your breathalyzer. I asked for blood work because I wanted it the most accurate, and so I got blood work. And so what they do is they measure how much oxygen is replaced with alcohol. That's your blood alcohol count. It's a ratio for how much alcohol is in how much proof you are alcohol is in your body. So, what makes us live is our breath. What animates us? We breathe. If we don't breathe, we die. When people replace their spirit, which is the oxygen we breathe, with alcohol, dude, they straight up have witches doing incantations over this shit in the warehouses so that the alcohol does terrible things so the demons win. Okay? This is what the world is. So people drink the alcohol, they do things they never would have done sober. Of course not, because you let the demons in the front seat, and now they're just using you to do their evil bidding. Because everything's woo woo, people just pretend like it's not. And so they now you got a bunch of people playing cooties and stuff like that. People going around just chasing sensations is what I call it. And now the whole world's Babylon. It ain't just one place. It's every place you go. There's pockets. Like you want to do debauchery. Just go over to there and do it, you know? Every city you go, there's police that turn their heads. There's police that have, like, do weird shit in the jails. It happens in Taos too. That's, stay out of the system because it's evil. It's the beast system for so many reasons, and it's grown so so big that it's gonna get to the point that something's gonna happen to, because Earth is an etch a sketch, and Creator is just gonna freaking, like, do something to make everybody stop doing what it is that they're doing and having some reverence for life, and stop chasing sensations and grow some food in the garden. Stop drinking too much where you waste most of your life doing things that the rest of your life you're sorry for. It's not hard to do. People are so miserable living the way that they're living. Just live a different way. I keep waiting for more people to be generous. Where are the other people giving out stickers? Wait till I start doing my pop-up karaoke. That's going to be hella dope.